Oh yeah.
This
I
week
can't
on
make
My
it
Time
there,
to Talk.
but you can have mine for a good $75.
See at the Klans convention, Jerry. Of other parents that are like, they're doing their best time and time again, the time and time again, the time and time again, but you get fatigued. Do you know what I mean? You get fatigued with this shit, and then by the time you turn around, this kid's like 10 years older than the first issue that you had, and you're still in the same position. And then they'll come and knock on your door as police, and then say, "Oh, your child's done this." Well, I'm not fucking surprised.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not surprised because I've been telling you like for how many years that this kid was going downhill, but you weren't interested.
How are you running a knife through your household? Because I think my mum stopped
How you leaving?
opening my mail when I stopped directing it to her house.
Damn
And
right.
that was mid-20s.
You know, the majority of things that he signed on the day of inauguration had nothing to do with the homelessness. It had nothing to do with the care people can't afford to get prescriptions.
You know, somebody doing the Nazi salute does not align with Miriam Adelson. Do you know what I mean? Who is Jewish. So how did she feel sitting there having to watch that? But, you know, small price to pay maybe. Again, you got Snoop and Nelly tap dancing for fucking the Klans Con-vention.
God.
I just could not bloody
Believe
it.
that. So this was the Trump edition.
No. Trump. I mean, Trump.
It is my time to talk. Can you please?
Fucking hell. Burp myself.
Oh my god. The
We are
concept of
so ill-prepared.
blow
Get out.
hasn't come to you yet. My time to talk. Okay. We're gonna do a rundown of the week.
Oh, shit.
From
Why did you have to go like that?
you have to come in and
I'm
rundown.
fine where I am.
Okay. So
That's getting
rundown
left
from
in,
the
guys.
what was that?
That's getting left in, guys.
Oh no.
Back
I'm
to
warning
that now.
ya. I did
Back
give
to
you the warning.
them sensors, remember? Right in the beginning. If your titty pops out, then your titty popped out.
You're gonna have to watch
I'm
out,
scared
you
of the
guys.
stuff that she's got in the vault, so to speak. But yeah, this week we're going to have a chat about what has happened in the week as we've had the great saviour come to America. You know, he's going to do everything for his people. You know, like you can't even get Milana not to wear that hat.
Access
It's
denied
not.
one. Boom. I really tried to kiss that.
Oh.
Access denied. Boom.
He's like, I'm wearing this hat because
No, thank you.
I don't want it that
Gallows.
close to my face.
Not in public
You know what I mean?
or in private. Will you be touching my face?
I actually thought that it was like somebody was saying that he had that inside the inauguration inside because he knew that he didn't have enough people to fill Central Park, because a lot of people actually says that they came from Texas and places like that, and they were really disappointed that they couldn't even get in, or they couldn't get to see him, because they know that it's cold in January and had bought their clothes to wear at the inauguration, so that they could vote for, you know, like give their man a bit of support type of thing, you know, like, and as I said, it's like, I don't even think it would have made a difference if it was the other woman, but I'm not looking forward to seeing what this maniac, because I think that actually he should let out the whole lot of them in prison, everybody, because we've now got a felon as the head of state in the biggest country in the world, or in the free state, as they say. And things like immigrants should get out, when, you know, all the people that he's got behind him are all immigrants. In fact, half of the United States are immigrants anyway, aren't they? He had standing behind him, he had Google, he had Bezos, he had
Bezos,
he had
Zuckerberg,
Elon Musk.
He
had what's the other one?
Miriam Adelson, which is basically like one mega
Billionaire.
Israeli donor.
Yeah.
She gave Trump 100 mil, and that was basically to annex up the West Bank. And that's definitely her money's being put to good use already, because that's literally, as soon as this dude has come in, they've gone and done and started in the West Bank. Not that, you know, it wasn't already started, but they've upped the intensity in the West Bank off the back of this inauguration, and Trump's already says, oh yeah, Gaza does look good, it's got some nice beaches and this and that. So, you know, they've already set in stone, like, we've paid you, now what? You know, the bargaining chip has been given, basically. Elon was there doing his Heil Hitler salute.
You know, oh no, he wasn't. He was giving out his heart.
He's just a neurodivergent man. No, he's not. Do you know what I
You know
mean?
what I mean?
Like, when you're just looking for money and you have nothing that you actually stand on other than money, Donald Trump. You have nothing to stand on, so this is why you would just take money from everybody. So that don't align with, you know, somebody doing the Nazi salute does not align with Miriam Adelson. Do you know what I mean? Who is Jewish. So how did she feel sitting there having to watch that? But, you know, small price to pay maybe when, you know, you're getting what you want out of it. And that's what I'm saying. These people don't care about things. So when, you know, you and I may be having arguments about whether it's Jews, whether it's Palestinians, like, they don't care.
They don't care.
They care about money and what they can get out of people. That's it. They don't care whether you're black. They don't care whether you're white.
That's right.
Jewish, Catholic, Muslim. They don't give a shit. Can you pay?
Yeah, money.
Then, okay, you're in. Do you know what I mean? That's why Elon was so upset when Trump and the rest of them, because he's given his billions of dollars, do you know what I mean, for his stake. And then they're going to turn around to him and say to him, they're not going to be able to get work visas. They're going to be classed as the same kind of immigrants. These billionaire tech people that he works with, that he needs to be able to get into America. They won't be able to get into America because of the same bigoted laws of
you're going to have to
get
do
this person out, get that person out. So
out.
they're already seeing how, you know, how messy this shit has already got.
They're just going to say, oh no, they're fine.
They'll find a loophole.
Fine.
They will find a loophole, exactly. So, yeah. Friggin' you got Snoop and Nelly tap dancing for fucking the Klans Con-vention.
God.
I just could not bloody
believe
it.
that.
I could not believe it. Absolute
that was
joke.
disgrace.
How many and more of these hip hop artists are we gonna have to like just wipe off the playlist for their
Trash them all.
friggin' nonsense? Like, oh god.
It's like they're
Could not
amazing.
believe it.
You know what I mean? Amazing. It's like, how much do people have to actually do to them to make them feel like, you know what, I'm not going to get involved with that person anymore or something. You know what I mean? They says like the majority of the things that he signed on the day of inauguration and the day after had nothing to do with the homelessness, the vets who are homeless in America.
They don't care.
It had nothing to do with the care in America, you know, like, you know, people can't afford to get prescriptions. Had nothing to do with that. Had nothing to do with how people are just dying on, you know, from drug overdoses and things like that. You know, homelessness, nothing. You know, none of that was covered. It was things that, you know, Elon Musk wants, other people who's got billions and billions want, and that's all he signed in. And it's like, it's a shame. And the worst of it is that Obama was saying this, that and data is all I can say in the rallies and all that, and then he's giggling at the funeral. Giggling with Trump.
I know. I heard the inauguration. A lip reader watched the video.
He says,
good to see you. Thank you. How can we stop what's happening?
Okay.
Talk about
How
it
do
now.
we stop this to Bush? I was thinking they're kiki. They've done exactly the same thing within their presidencies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bush, it was Iraq, and fucking
Obama,
was saying
it was
the one on
it was Guantanamo Bay.
and Syria.
He says
and
when he
Guantanamo Bay.
first
so they're
came
both
in.
as fucked as each other, so that's why they're all kikiing. Is my point.
Yeah,
like
'cause they know they got
everybody
us
likes
full,
to put
you know what I
Obama
mean?
in there like he was different.
Like he'd
but
done something
he actually
better.
wasn't that different.
He wasn't that different, you know what I mean? He said that Guantanamo Bay would be closed down within the first 2 days, and up to now, Guantanamo Bay is still open, you know, so that was like, okay, same old, you know what I mean? But
So, let's move on
move
from that
on.
Trump.
Another 4 years.
The Con-vention actually finished. I don't think I recovered from that point.
Good one.
Tap dances,
Why is it bad for me?
So what else have we got to talk about these? Well, I was saying to you, well, you carry on. You both carry on because I've got plenty. I was saying to Risha today. I was saying, do you realise that a Czechoslovakian person owns Royal Mail now? And doesn't that mean that he owns all our names and addresses? And he can sell that to whoever he wants to sell it to because he owns Royal Mail. And we've all got to give our addresses to the government because they've got things that they want to send us. So he owns Royal Mail. So all our privacy laws that they put in place for Royal Mail is now null and void because he owns Royal Mail. Do you know what I mean?
Stinking, selling now.
Yeah. And I thought, like, how can you do that and not even say like the people in England, you know, is it all right to sell Royal Mail to one person? We never even had a say, and Royal Mail belongs to the people, I would imagine, because you've got all our details, you've got our names, you've got our addresses, you've got our ages, you've got how many children we've got. You probably even know our PIN numbers because it comes through the mail. You know what I mean? Like, ridiculous. So, as I says, I could probably go on and on. But let me stop here.
We can come back to you. Back to you after all. I know you've been inside a while. Like,
I guess all the information.
I have so much shit I need to get off my chest.
I need to let it out.
It was acid for 3 days. I didn't
You
leave the
know.
house, motherfuckers.
Yeah, when you got a head problem and you're in pain, and you got to stay in the house because it's snowing. You can't move. Anyway, carry on.
Go on then, Rach.
Oh, some kid got stabbed.
Oh,
I know, it's not even.
I know,
it's
rest
not
in peace.
Even a good news. It's just been.
No.
I can't actually, like, generally I will try to delve deep and give you guys something positive.
Oh no, that's what I was
But they're
looking
gonna
to
delve
you.
deep. Literally, it's been like just dire, man. It's one thing after another. I've had to just come off Instagram for a bit. I'm just like, no, I can't even take it. Even some of these pages, I'm like, I don't understand what your motive is here.
Yeah, it was sad though. His name was Leo Ross, wasn't he? And he was only 12. And apparently he's another teenager that's done it. So that's
So
what.
it's like
14 years
14-year-old
old.
stabbing a 12-year-old.
But apparently he attacked
An 8-year-old
woman
on the
just a couple
Sunday.
of days before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
there's
yeah,
something
it's
terribly
just,
going wrong.
it's
Most
just a bit
definitely.
crappy. Like,
It is.
generally, in terms of, to think we live in a kind of time that is better than it was, where there was like no CCTV, there was just serial killers like just roaming streets. Do you know what I mean? Like, you was lasting until about 45, homeless, selling your body, doing all of this stuff like this. I'm just talking about like early 1900s, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, to get something over your head. And now we're in a world where like people have at least the iPhone 6 or something. I don't even know what numbers we're on. But to think then you now need to be walking road as a 12-year-old with a knife. Or a 14-year-old with a knife. Why?
That's the concern.
Like, what world are you living in where you think that is like needed?
But this is it, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I know the school that this boy's come from. I don't know whether they haven't said whether the
boy that done it
went to the same school, but they're not living in them type of environments. Trust me, that school is not in that type of environment. So it's, you know, it's starting to feel like, these kids are making the choice to do this. Like, I understand that certain scenarios are thingy, but and obviously you don't know everybody's household. So just because they live in a good area doesn't mean their life is great. But like, I don't know.
But he must have mental problems, because he was, you know, like, attacking an 80-year-old woman.
I think it's like, because they also said, how true it is, we don't know, but they also said there are other people that they're looking in connection with, not in terms of the stabbing, but just in terms of they were there. So it's coming across like he was jeered on, So, and I feel like that's probably what the 80-year-old woman thing is, you know, like, knife? Why are you looking to people that are more vulnerable than you? Like, what happened to helping people that are more vulnerable?
What's happening in your household then that you think that's acceptable? How are you running a knife through your household? Because I think my mum stopped.
How are you leaving
opening my mail when I stopped directing it to her house.
Damn
right. And that was mid-20s.
You know, so how did you manage to...
How did you get a knife?
Get hold on a knife and it didn't go, you know, here you are, darling, don't get me your parcel's come.
I know that you've got like more, like... There's more resources and stuff like that. But then, so whose house is it going to that allows that to get through? Like, because it ain't even just like your kitchen knife or whatever from Sainsbury's. This is like some high-tech jagger business. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's not computing to me, because when I'm walking down the road, like, even like just generally just walking around, now you're looking at these, like, to me, little boys. Do you get what I mean? And thinking that you're like a child to me. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm gonna treat you accordingly. But really, it's like, are you actually holding a knife? And I genuinely want to know, like, are you holding a knife and why? Like, genuinely, like, I'm not trying to even slay it, because if you said to me, when I get home, my dad boxes the shit out of me, and when I whip out this knife, it makes me feel hench, whatever it is, then I can understand where it's coming from. But as far as I'm concerned, what I saw of this 12-year-old boy that got stabbed, he's like the least kind of threat
to you,
to anyone. Do you get what I mean? I'm not saying that the kid's probably an angel,
but he's 12
years
old.
As a threat, like, what is making you feel like you need to go and stab him up? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I would love to I hope someone looks into it. I hope that it's like the catalyst to like an investigation into what is happening with these boys and these knives. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, you're taking out your own age group. Like, that's a whole generation. Do you know what I mean? Like that girl who got stabbed in London because she's defending her friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, those kind of situations. I'm not saying that like adult stabbings is acceptable, but why are these teenage boys specifically seeking out vulnerable people to stab?
This is what
do you know what I mean? Like the three girls in the dance thing.
As well. That's what I was gonna say.
All of that, just, like, it's the same thing. So something of this generation has happened in their psyche. That some
2 years in the house.
Do you get what I mean?
In pandemic, 2 years in the house.
Absolutely, but then what is not?
That they've clicked off.
What has?
It's like they've clicked off.
Because it's like really effed up. Like, and I'm not saying that of all of them. Like, I'm not saying that like necessarily everyone within that age range is thinking like that, but it is becoming like a real issue, because like, it's not even like you're saying, like, it's just coming from necessarily a specific background, like, because you could be all jiggy. Do you know what I mean? Have a nice life and then you're still carrying a knife, and it's like, for what?
That's it, because I feel like then it's become like a fashion thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like they're so backwards in their thinking that they're appropriating the wrong behaviour. Like they're like, you know how they admire like black culture and things like that. So they'll want to like dress like a certain way. They'll want to rap, or they'll want to, you know what I mean, like speak a certain way. And within what's been glorified in black culture, unfortunately, like within music, within film, that is also seen as part of black culture. So I feel like those people that aren't within that culture, like most black people know that's not what you're supposed to be aspiring to, whether you're in it or not. You know that wasn't supposed to be the plan. You know your mum's not going to be happy with it. You know that you have to keep certain things secret at that age. Do you know what I mean? Whether you get to an age where you're like, fuck you, I don't care, that's beyond by the by. But I'm talking about in those formative years, do you know what I mean? They know that their parents ain't on that shit. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like those that are appropriating it, they're looking at these things and they're going out of their way to be like that. Do you know what I mean? They're not walking out and getting assaulted at a bus stop one day, or, you know, getting robbed, and then going home the next day and thinking, I need to carry a life. That I get, because I see the cycle, I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand the cycle. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of these kids, nothing's happened yet.
Nothing's happened.
They're just on social media waving this and waving that, and, you know, stacks of money, and it's like, where the fuck has that come from?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because you are in school for 8 hours of the goddamn day, so you ain't got a job. Yeah. There's no job that's freaking earning that type of stacks. So, you know, that's when you know these kids have already been manipulated, they've already been groomed or whatever. If it's those types of things, you know, like, that's already set in stone, do you know what I mean? So it's how you try and get them out of that from there. But I'm saying in these early things, I think it's very easy, like you said, parents need to be freaking in their child's business more, like all of this, they need a bit of freedom and this and that, like, it's too much.
Well, maybe it should be like, well, if your child is done for a knife crime and they're not of a certain age, probably the parent should be actually brought to court as well. Because it's like, why have you got no control of this child?
On holiday.
And left the
During
child.
her kids
Had
a court case, so that she got a court case as well from that.
Yeah,
but like it's that thing that it's
you're
the
leaving your children. You're not looking after your child.
The parents' mentality is almost as if like they're not my problem past a certain age. No, they're your problem for life. Regardless, there's no cut-off time where that child is no longer your problem. And that's the thing, that's the
not 12 or
thing.
14 anyway.
They're not seeing it as, oh, okay, like, I'm going to help them grow into a man or a woman. Do you get what I mean? They're like, oh, you just naturally grow, and I'll just be here. And you're like, no, you need to tell them how to be, especially men. You need to tell them how to be a man. Do you get what I mean? So that is making them find, like, okay, if you're going to be out on road, you need to be working. So if you can't do a job like with me, then I need to find you a job. That's your responsibility as the man of that household. If they're gonna get to a point where now they have freedom, they also need to know that freedom comes at a cost. There's no point you saying mollycoddling your child for however long and like making them food, doing their clothes, doing laundry, doing all of this shit for them, and then releasing them at 18 and going, oh well, they're not
my job's done.
Like, I didn't know that they were going to go out and mug someone because they had no food. Do you know what I mean? But they can't live with me. But I'm sorry, that's still your problem. Do you get what I mean?
But the word parenting actually gives it away. Do you know what I mean? It gives it away that parenting means parenting your child, you know what I mean? Until whatever age they're responsible, that you feel that they're responsible to take care of themselves. You are a parent, you know what I mean? You are a parent. There is no way that you should be saying, well, I didn't know where they were or something. They're 12, they're 14, you know what I mean?
But that's it,
it's
and
like,
this is what I'm saying, like, we have to take into account that sometimes parents do. And like we touched on that thing with the Stockport little girl.
Yeah, before.
Apparently that mum was, you know, in touch with services,
Yeah,
trying to get this
son,
child. Like
yeah,
she knew
this
this
one.
child's lost it.
The one that
one
stabbed
that,
up the
that
three
you
girls.
mentioned.
Oh,
with
yes,
the
yeah,
dance
yeah,
school.
yeah.
Because obviously, have you got your phone on you?
Yeah.
I brought up the article because just literally today he was sentenced.
Yeah.
I think it was 52 years.
Is that what they've given him?
I think so. Yeah, 52 years. Axel, what's he called? Wood Cannon
With a book
Banana.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they said, what do you call it? So blah blah blah. Yeah, he was heard to say, "I'm so glad those kids are dead," and that he did not care that one of the girls he killed was only 6 years old. Some of the children, aged 7 to 13, had been stabbed dozens of times and left with life-changing injuries. So this is what I'm saying, like, that was clearly seen by the mum,
But they always
that this
knew that.
boy has lost it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's
But
no
they actually
coming, there's
knew
no
about
coming
it.
back from that. There's no like, oh, he was groomed or he's in a gang. Like, obviously this may all be true as well. Like, two things can be true at the same time. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, we have got to be mindful that some parents are screaming out for help. Do you know what I mean? And apparently that was the case with this dude, and people obviously have seen his mugshot, and it's just given the racists more ammunition
I know.
to say, oh, see, look at him, and you know, blah 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 blah.
Well, it didn't
Like,
help with the Prime Minister saying that these people are being groomed and, you know, like they're running around with ideologies of terrorism. You know, we're talking about a 17-year-old boy who was actually identified as a risk. So why was he allowed to just stay with his parents when, as he
Because
says,
I don't care.
the
That
women,
is-
the
is
mother,
that-
his mum
is
was
that
clearly,
right?
clearly, and the
that's
father.
what I'm saying. That was my point. Was going to be that could have ended up with her being dead in her house. Do you know what I mean? And we wouldn't have heard nothing about it. I'm not even joking you. We probably would have seen a little news article
a
of
woman
died
by son.
in the house by son. Do you know what I mean? Because that's how insignificant that whole case would have been. And like, you know, rest in peace to those little girls. Do you know what I mean?
It's
but
such
it's
a shame.
tragic that they had to die. Do you-
Yeah.
because it clearly could have been prevented. Do you know what I mean? It clearly could have been prevented. No, can we help everything? No, but when somebody is crying out for help, you know, you've got to listen to the parents also sometimes. Like, I know as a parent, there's certain times where you want to advocate for your child, you're trying to advocate for your child. Like, just literally, I'll touch on this week with my child, she's got autism. And imagine that's not even like a mental health issue. Like, she's not harming herself, she's not, you know, harming other people or anything like that. But it's still something that is going to be impactful on her life. You try to put things in place and they make this shit so hard.
Yeah.
Is my point. Do you know what I mean? They make this shit so hard. So it discourages people. Like, if I'm not an educated person, or I haven't got support at home, or I haven't got like money, or I haven't got this, like, it would easy for me to say, you know what, fuck this shit. You're going to have to deal with it, kid. Do you know what I mean? We will do our best, but like, these people don't want to help you, and you can see how kids get treated like that. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got other children, other parents that are like, they're doing their best time and time again, time and time again, time and time again, but you get fatigued. Do you know what I mean? You get fatigued with this shit, and then by the time you turn around, this kid's like 10 years older than the first issue that you had, and you're still in the same position. And then they'll come and knock on your door as police, and then say, oh, your child's done this. Well, I'm not fucking surprised.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not surprised, because I've been telling you, like, for how many years that this kid was going downhill, but you weren't interested. But now they want to come and lock you up.
And
or
that
tell
is
you
always,
something.
and
Do you
give,
know what I mean?
give your child 52 years instead of a mental.
Well, I'm not saying
But
that he
actually,
shouldn't
he
get what he
deserves
should
52
get.
years.
That's exactly my
You know,
point.
that
Do you know
is-
what I mean?
he does deserve
He
52 years.
Because no way is he any, whether it's mental, whether it's what.
He shouldn't be out
allowed
on the streets
then.
again,
That's
ever
simple
again.
as that. That's got nothing to do with race,
Yeah.
colour, whether he's
Yeah.
Welsh, Rwanda. None of that has
None
got
of that.
fuck all to do with it. He's obviously mental.
Yeah.
And if he's not mental, then he is evil. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
that's it. It's as simple as that. But like, line in the sand. Do you know what I mean? All of the rest of it is just people being people, and it and throwing their shit onto it. But yeah, just had to throw that in there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but it's true. It's very true, very true. You know what I mean? And it's getting to the stage where is there any good news? You know what I mean? No, you can't see any difference. You know, you can't see the good because of the bad. And
Look,
like,
they're gonna always
and the
just
news
show
is
you the
always
bad,
gonna be
and
the
that's why
bad,
I didn't
yeah.
have much to say about the
Yeah.
first subject, because I don't give any energy to these, even if it's in a passing subject. I'm not even gonna mutter people's names because it's not worth my time.
so we're going to do a quick dilemma. Dilemma. Why do you sound like a horse?
No.
Well, the dilemma for this week, and we're not going to run through everything, but the dilemma is you applied for a ticket.
What colour was the ticket?
You applied for a ticket for the inauguration
Was it
in case
what
Trump got through last time.
Why did we have to finish
And
this?
this time, hold on, and this time, because you applied the last time,
I shut my
you
phone.
got sent a ticket. But now you don't actually agree with what Trump is doing or anything like that. So the dilemma is, are you going to the inauguration even though it was cancelled? We're going to do the hypothetical. Are you going to the inauguration now you don't really support Trump? Or are you going to give it a miss?
Give it a miss.
Yeah, no.
That was quick.
I don't know
I said it
what
was
that
gonna be a
dialogue
quickie.
was.
You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't be there. There's no way I would.
Wouldn't
be
you go
there.
there just to sort of
No.
like...
The most I would
I
do,
hate Trump.
The most I
As I
would
said,
do
there was more
is go-
people saying
To jeer him.
to jeer
the
him
more,
than
the
there was
most I
people
do
there
is
to
make a
help
little
him.
phone call and be like, "Hello there, I've got a ticket that you might be interested in. Oh yeah, I can't make it there, Jerry, but you can have mine for a good $75. Okay, Jerry. Okay, see you at the.
See you at the Klans, Jerry.
And it's
Oh.
how much?
I get myself
How
money.
much do you think the tickets were?
Oh, probably in the thousands.
Tickets free? A ticket for you girls.
No, nah. You couldn't. Even if it was free.
I would have
Oh,
already
oh,
shot
no.
myself,
Yeah.
not realising why I wanted to go the first time.
Yeah, literally.
No, but that is a dilemma that you wanted to go.
But why
last
would
time.
you want to go?
No,
last
you
time?
wanted
Oh,
to.
so
But
it's
But
yeah.
apparently
Yeah.
hundreds of people, thousands.
I would have agreed with him and said it was too cold. Whatever option reason he said that was good, I would be
Yes,
like,
you're
you
right.
know what, Trump, you are
You're
right.
so right. I'll stay home.
Oh God, please cut that from the fucking thing. Like, imagine,
Oh
imagine
no, the
that
sound
on
bite.
the
Trump,
internet, me saying that.
No, that.
Saying what?
I do not like this man. I do
Trump.
not like Trump. I do not like Trump. I do not like Trump. There we go.
Yeah.
You know.
Can't stand him. And it's just looking worse and worse every time you see him.
And don't get me wrong.
Oh my God! Did you see that? The speech of that.
Oh, that black man. That black man.
No,
Oh.
the priest, the bishop.
Oh,
Oh,
he
Lord.
looked. Did you hear
Their
what
whole
he says
faces
about
were
her?
just like.
He said she's just an idiot or
No,
something
I didn't
like
say
that.
she's an idiot. What did he
Or
say?
something-
Oh,
something
he said
derogatory.
something derogatory
About
about,
her.
about women. But
It's like,
God.
you
you
could
know,
just
how
see his
It's
face
going to
like.
be about this man.
They were so confused. It's like they couldn't put it together. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be going more.
So yeah.
Free or not free.
Is
I don't
there-
care how many
Is there any
mils.
other questions?
100 mils. You said
Trump based.
that is not what.
not Trump based. Yeah, that anytime we mention him, then that could be our code name.
Not Trump
for him.
based.
Trump based.
Well, is there something else that you want to talk about? Come on.
No.
Back up.
No, that's cool.
Well,
But keep your head up, guys, is all I'm going to say.
Although the Americans are happy, we have to say, because freaking they got banned off TikTok for all of a day.
Oh, shit.
And they were back
They
in
were
quick succession. Like, you don't see how happy these
they
people
got
were.
banned.
They got banned, like the whole of American
They locked
TikTok
it off.
got
I didn't know
locked
that.
off, yeah.
Because of this same man.
Because of Trump. So now under Trump's TikTok, you can't stay free Palestine. That's classed as hateful behaviour.
I know.
I tried it out yesterday and I actually got the this
You
is
got the
hateful
ban.
behaviour thing. So
I know what you mean.
and
like,
we're in England.
hold
And
on
that's
a
why I
minute.
actually appealed
Hold
it.
on a
I
minute.
actually appealed it because I
Yeah.
was like, that's not hate speech, so I've appealed it and they restored my content.
But don't
But see
forget.
now they're trying
But
it.
don't
aren't they?
forget. He
blocked you
says
out.
that
They
he.
blocked like it comes up like community guidelines and
Yeah.
stops your content from being.
But didn't he say that he's not going to stop free speech anymore? He said he's not going to. He's going to carry on with free speech. Anybody can say what they want. It's up to people to blast other people out.
Honestly, if you're that hopeless to like believe anything that he's saying and thinking, then good to you. Like crack on. And obviously, he's not the kind of people that I would. But yeah, you got a right to feel.
So this was the Trump edition.
No.
No, it was
Trap. The trap edition.
The trap. So yeah.
That was far too much Trump talk.
Well,
Too much.
as
Fart.
well, you lot will have to get something else for next time. So, thank you for listening in. Subscribe, comment if you want to, and please do actually.
Hold on, no.
And like and subscribe.
No,
like
don't.
and subscribe.
Don't, especially about this.
We want to get those numbers up.
Like, subscribe.